Okay, so this is my first time recording while making these fake foods. Please forgive me for any continuity errors. I am making salt dough foods. This is a hamburger. You need 1 cup of salt, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water as your base. And from there you add in whatever seasoning to make it smell like whatever you're making. We are listening to Jolf. I cannot pronounce his name. I'm sorry, I am butchering it. Crap. Now I forgot his last name. I can't pronounce it very well. But he has so many wonderful songs. He does a lot of covers. Please enjoy his music in the background while I make some salt dough hamburgers. Before I get going too far, I'm going to put on some gloves because at some point I find it easier to mix the stuff in with gloved hands versus a spoon or a spatula. You may find that I start singing along with some of his songs. Please do not mind me. Just please try and enjoy. And yes, I have got the creator's permission to use his songs in the background. Or the singer, I should say, not the creator. We are too hard than wind may blow and rain may fall. We must away and break the day. Follow the woods and mountains. Cold. We must away. We must away to right before the break of day. I can't go down as low as you can. That was one of my favorite songs. Misty Mountains is the name of it. I do believe it's from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, if I am not mistaken.
One light scent that lasts? Try Downy Light.
And I am using YouTube as my playlist. So there will be ads. I cannot afford premium. But please enjoy.
Okay, that's dramatic. But our plan Verizon. Oh yeah, let's go.
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 today, only on Verizon.
apparently I forgot to grab a couple of items. One moment as I run and grab those. Alright, sorry about that. I am now back and I can finish, start actually making food now. Pardon my meowing cat in the background, if you can hear her. Don't disturb Daddy, he's sleeping, Lab Lab. I think I'm going to start with
Hi, I use Febreze Vapify plug. And I use this.
making
Febreze has a chip to control scent release, so it smells first day
the
fresh for 50
ketchup
days. 50 days, and it's free
condiment.
I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze plug.
I think I needed a little bit smaller than that.
Disney Resorts collection. Making every day more magical than your last, and bringing you extra time in any of the
Yeah, that should be a good size
Start saving today.
for a base condiment. I'm using Cuisinart's Ultimate Pizza Seasoning. You can use whatever seasoning you want to flavor yours. Erase it. My surprise. Smash. Laboratory. Castle East. I think I forgot the toothpicks as well. Give me just a moment. These are Wilton gel food colorings that I use. It helps save on having to use a whole lot of paint later. If you do a little bit of a pre-dye. Put that on a parchment paper so it doesn't get all over everything. No, get down, baby girl. No. Meow, 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 no. No, stay down. If I want it a little darker, I will probably add a little bit of burgundy if I want it a bit darker red. But I'm liking this color so far for it being ketchup. Crazy cat.
All its night pads are designed for a
I
perfect
think I'm
night's
going
sleep.
to add in just a little bit
Always.
of this Weber Smoky Mesquite just to give it more of a smell of like it's been with the burger instead of just smelling like marinara. Labby, that's enough, baby girl. Yeah, that smells a bit better. Then later, I will take this parchment paper that I'm going to put these pieces on. I'm going to shape them in a rough shape that I think would look nice. And then later I will turn my oven as down far as it will go on temperature and let it cook for about 2 hours. This next one, I think I'm going to leave white, and I'm going to make this the onion layer. I think I'm gonna do a bit smaller. I'm using Kinder's caramelized onion burger seasoning. So it smells like onion. In this case, caramelized onion. Caramelized, whatever. Onion. Because the seasoning will add in a little bit of a speckled appearance. I'm not sure how well that comes out on the camera. To give it more of a onion look. I'm gonna flatten this out and find my cutting device, whether that be a sculpting tool or a butter knife is really up to you to use and choose. I'm gonna use a butter knife. I'm just gonna cut some rough pieces. Probably should have used the back of my knife so it doesn't give that serrated appearance. So this looks more like a couple bigger pieces of onion. It doesn't have to be perfect. Onions do not come out looking perfect. Onions are just onion. Sorry, this is my first time really making a proper video. Please forgive me if I ramble on a bit too much. flatten that one out a little. Turn it and
Packed
flatten it.
frozen. Thawed by lunch. Go-Gurt. Real good, real easy, real smooth.
What if the promise of better work?
There we
wasn't
go.
just something
Those are my onions
but something
pieces.
you see either one, or better yet, no way, something that
I will go ahead and put those on my parchment paper that I have behind the camera. Meow, 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 meow.
Every morning at the mine, seeing a ride stood 6'6", weighed 245, kind of broad at the shoulder, narrow at the hip. He felt the butt and knees, didn't get no lick. Big John,
Big John, Big John.
Well, nobody seemed to know, but John called home. He drifted into town and stayed all alone. Didn't say much, kind of quiet and shy. And if he spoke at all, he just said hi to Big John.
All right.
Somebody said he came from New Orleans, where he got into a fight over a Cajun queen and a crashing blow.
This next
A few dry
piece,
hints and a Louisiana fella to the
I'm going to do a couple pieces. Make them into some lettuce. Oops. I still had some red on my fingers.
Well, then came the day at the bottom of the mine when the timber cracked and men started crying. Miners were praying and hearts beat fast. Everybody thought they'd breathe their last. Except John.
And just to give it a little extra something, I'm going to add just a hint of mint extract. Just so it has a scent of its own as well. And then gonna get out the green. Food dye, food coloring, whatever you want to call it. Do about 3 toothpick scrapes full of dye for the green. Give it a nice color. Meow, meow, meow. What crazy kitty? And again, I apologize for my crazy kitty being so meowy in the background.
They just placed a marble slab in front of it. And these few words are written on that stand. At the bottom of this mine lies a big man.
And if, when you're doing this, it gets a little too tacky, just don't feel bad or afraid to add in some extra flour. I think that's a nice shade. Smells nicely of some mint. Yes, I know it's lettuce. Lettuce does not smell of mint. Lettuce doesn't typically have a smell. Maybe a slight smell of crisp water or dirt, possibly, but no real lettuce smell of its own. So I feel like adding a little bit of mint gives it its own personality. I'll shape those and put those on parchment as well.
Get a light scent that lasts with no heavy perfumes or dyes. Downy Light, the light scent that lasts.
Make sure nothing touches. I'm just going to use a piece of dough to get off some of this excess color. And any extra scent that's on my hand. Yes, I know this is a Christmas song. I just put on a playlist of some of his songs. Alright, this next piece, I'm going to make a divot in the center. Open up my butter because I ran out of the last one. Put that in the trash. Because this I'm going to make into the bun. If I can get the silly thing open. Joy, comfort, joy, tidings of comfort and joy. I don't do a whole lot because a little goes a long way. And I will be adding in this buttery garlic salt from Kinder's to make it little garlicky, buttery smell. Yes, I see my gloves still are peeling off some green into it. That'll be okay. Usually when I make these, I do it the opposite way around. I start with the buns and lighter colors stuff so I don't have to worry about my gloves. Now I'm going to make the top bun. Gonna roll it in a ball around my hand so that the top still stays somewhat rounded. And flatten the bottom. Some of the bigger pieces you will want to let stay in the oven for a bit longer. So I'd probably cook this one for 2.5 hours. It's not the greatest, but I mean, it's a bun. I'm gonna move you up a little bit. And down a bit. So I have a little bit more room to put my bun behind my camera. I might have to move everything over that way very soon. One this way, say Merry Christmas to you. And give me something to say. I want bright Hawaiian Christmas day that I send to you and where sway. I think I might have added a little too much that. I'm just measuring out to make sure I don't get too big. Okay. And then add again the butter. Make a little divot. Just a nice little amount. My cat's doing something. Probably getting in trouble. What are you doing? Sorry about that. Labradorite. That does not sound like being a good kitty. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. My cat was being a bad kitty.
And now T-Mobile 5G internet for homes and businesses is here. Just $50 a month with no exploding bills or annual contracts.
Again, I will add in some of that buttery garlic salt. Just knead it on in. When she's gone, it's not warm when she's away. When the sunshine when she's gone, says it's just no home time. She's goes away. I always take a moment to smell it to see if it needs a little more seasoning or more liquid seasoning flavoring. Just time she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. The sun, no sunshine when she's gone. Time she goes away. Anytime. I know. This is the bottom bun. I'm just gonna measure it up against my other one. And on a parchment piece of paper, I will put it down so I can cook it later. And if you want to add texture, I would add texture now. All right. I think the next piece I'm gonna do is the actual patty. I like my patties fairly thick, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough to not only give me the size of the round, but if you just press it gently and it's the proper size, it's still fairly thick. Which this is about the thickness I like my patties. Now, to this patty, I'm going to add some brown, a little bit of burgundy, and just a hint of red. When you're doing the toothpick, if you want to do more than one dye that's similar in color, start with the lightest one. This way you can use your toothpick, the same toothpick, for both or all the different colors. Obviously I put green on a different side. I'll do one and a bit of burgundy. Then with the brown, I think I'm going to do 3 full toothpicks. Earth, leave that alone, Labby. No. No. Like I said. Pardon my cat. And then I'm going to add in, here in a moment, I want to get that mixed in a bit first. Paintbrush strand in it. I just keep folding in on itself, outside to inside, until eventually it will all become one color. I'm going to add some of this smoky mesquite seasoning and a little bit, okay, that goes down. A little bit of this Blackstone cheesesteak seasoning. And then again, just fold it in on. Give me a moment. Sorry about that again. Just fold in on itself until all the seasoning has been incorporated and it becomes one nice, consistent color. I don't know how well it comes out on the camera, but it looks a lot like meat to me, but I still think needs just a hint more brown. Make it look a little more cooked instead of raw. So I'm going to do 1.5 toothpicks more of brown. Mix it in. And if you're really careful, you could add a hint of black to darken this up. But in doing that, you want to be super extra careful. Because if you add too much black, well, you know, you get a charcoal briquette instead of a nicely cooked patty. I think I will add just a hint of black to mine. About a quarter worth of toothpick worth. A little black goes a long way. It's looking a little more cooked now. The extra flour and salt dough on my hands is rubbing off on it, but it gives it a little more texture. Again, take it, measure it to your buns. Next thing I personally do is I make a couple grids, and then I just kind of deepen them out with a ball tool. So it looks like you actually put it on the grill and the grill itself got stuck on it a little bit. And later on I will paint this a little bit. I'm just going to wet the tip a little bit just so it moves a little softer. And I use my finger just to even it out a little bit more. Because I don't know about your grill, but my grill's bars are about as thick as my finger. And then I pat down the bumps again. I'm going to take a skewer. Just redent that a little bit more. And then take that. double check the size, put it on the parchment. Think I'm going to take a little bit of this. And I'm going to take a toothpick. I think I'm going to make mustard next. The yellow I have is lemon yellow, but it should work just fine. I'm just going to add one toothpick of yellow. Because I'm also going to add a little bit of chipotle chili pepper seasoning to it. Because
No matter what kind of butt you got,
the boys in my life, my girls' children, teenage boys love hot and spicy mustard, so do 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 do. I'm dreaming the white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten. No. Children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. No, 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 no. I'm dreaming a white Christmas, just like Christmas that I ride. Into your days, be your days, be merry and bright. And may all the Christmases be white. I think I'm just gonna make the rest of this into a basic cinnamon roll. Or a couple of them. I forgot my cinnamon. I will be right back and grab my cinnamon.
Olga Draco, Debs Badger, also Magnus Dahl and Dorothy Broom, Carl
Alright.
Thomas, Skylar Harris, Emily Zabst, Debbie Goodley, Patricia Schumann, Laura Mueller, and Sarah O.
To start,
Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
again, my butter. A bit of butter to give it more of a bread smell.
Unforgettable.
And because this is a dessert bread, I'm also going to add a hint of vanilla flavoring. And if you use food safe paint, non-toxic food safe paint, you can actually make this for little ones to play pretend with all these things. I personally use the non-toxic apple barrel or just your bog standard acrylic paint. All these colors will lighten up a little bit in the oven, so make note of that. Okay, gonna take a small ball, roll it out into a ball, and then into a string, tube, whatever you want to call it. Gently flatten it out with the palm of your hand. I usually start at whatever side looks the smallest, skinniest. Take some ground cinnamon. Just kind of sprinkle it over the entirety of your thing, your dough. And gently roll. Then figure out which side you want to put it. Sit up and gently pull out the sides just so it opens up and makes it look kind of like a flower. And gently, carefully, unlike what I just did, pick it up. And place it on your parchment to cook. These fake cinnamon rolls were a decent hit with some of my friends and family. This Christmas I made everyone some fake food.
Stay safe out there. Have a happy new year. Till then.
Free radicals are everywhere. Protect yourself against them with Palm.
GE Appliances and Cascade Platinum Plus work harder, so you don't have to. Let your dishwasher do the work.
You have something like that. I think for this last one, I'm going to add some thin mint seasoning to it. Make this a thin mint cinnamon roll. And yes, it's still a cinnamon roll because of extra cinnamon that's on my work surface. This is just how I make things. Feel free to come up with your own creative ideas.
It's too late in the fire that we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb high.
The thin mint seasoning is kind of thick, so pouring a little bit out through the spoon side and then just lightly sliding your hand over to smear it all throughout helps. We should all die together as a glass of wine for the last time. Go now far, prepare as we will. Should flames burn on and on, mountainside. Desolation comes from the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire. There we go. There is a thin mint seasoning cinnamon roll. I thank you for watching, and I will post photos of the finished product probably on my Instagram, if I can find my email account for that again. I don't post very often, but thank you for watching.